let's dive in today. I want to talk to you about goal setting, why it's important, what's the what's the use, what's the importance, what's the value of it, and how it's really made a dramatic impact on my life, really shifting me from going to a place where I was really being determined, like I was the outcome of my life, right? And instead I'm now determining the outcome that I want, that I'm pursuing, that I'm working towards. So it's a very powerful creative tool which will drastically and radically change your life when you start creating the outcomes, or at least working towards positive outcomes in your life. Because we can't always control the outcome, right? But we can always control what we put in, and that will have a dramatic effect on what you get out. If nothing else, it'll at least improve your own attitude, and that changes everything. That changes the quality of your life. All right. So if you want to dive deeper on this, you want to learn some more about goal setting and some of the practices that I use to, to help me get where I need to go in my life, right? Master productivity, live with passion, purpose, and power. Head on over to lynchcall.com. And if you want to talk more directly to me, definitely leave a message here. If you have any questions, leave a comment or send me a direct message. I'd be happy to talk to you. I want to hear more about what your goals are, what you're working towards, and how I can help you achieve those. So definitely reach out to me. I'm always happy to engage, listen to what your questions and comments are. And if you leave questions, I'll very likely just turn that into the next topic for a live, although we'll probably spend a few days on goal setting and goals, etc. All right, so let's dive in today. Goal setting, right? And like I said, it's really what's the point? I used to always wonder. I used to actually look down my nose at goal setting. I thought it was kind of honestly, I thought it was dumb. But at the same time, if you were to look at my life, you would see I was showing the results of not having any goals. I was kind of spinning in circles. I wasn't moving anywhere. I was just kind of waiting to see what would happen next, hoping something better might come along, which it didn't. I went, could tell you the stories of the different jobs that I've had. And, one of them was ending up cleaning out septic systems. So, I mean, it didn't lead me anywhere particularly great. And also I felt frustrated. I felt personally frustrated. I wasn't accomplishing anything. I wasn't moving towards anything. So there's so many layers to what setting goals will do for you. I used to look down at them. I thought that was kind of like, I thought I was better than goal setting, just to be straight honest with you. I thought I was better than that. And so I suffered the negative consequences of it. Now I love setting goals. I love having something to work towards, right? The problem that can arise with goal setting is that it becomes a ceiling, right? Where people can have this experience where they reach their goals and then wonder what's next. So I want to talk a little bit as we go over this subject over the next few days about how to cast your vision beyond your goals, but how to have goals that are going to hold you accountable to your progress, right? So goals are a way to measure your progress and have something to work towards, which really comes down to the question you have to ask yourself: are you creating your life, or is it being created for you, right? Are you determining your outcomes, or are you being determined by your life and your circumstances? Okay. So that's really the critical question. Are you being determined by your circumstances, or will you determine your outcomes? At the very least, your inner state. If not, you're right, and do the best you can to shape the circumstances and outcomes around you, the results. You can't always guarantee that you're going to accomplish the results you're looking for, but you can put your best in. And having something to work for is also what gives you fulfillment and meaning. And there's so much in the process of working towards something that's challenging, where you see new levels of yourself. You're going to discover strength you didn't realize you had, but you're also going to be challenged and stretched in new ways. And I think that was a big part of why I didn't want to set goals, was because I was scared to really come to confront myself. I'd rather just kind of see how things would go. I was being lazy. It was very lazy of me, intellectually, emotionally, and just physically. I wasn't so late. I would work hard, but not get anywhere. So pretty pointless. honestly. There's many layers to laziness. Anyway, so as per usual, rambling on, on some different tangents about this, but goal setting, it's so multifaceted and it's connected to so many different aspects, and that's why I want to talk about it. So today, though, let's focus on goal setting, right? Like just some fundamentals here. I mean, it really starts with what do you want, which, as I've talked about before, right? That's one of the keys to productivity as well. So when you master goal setting, you'll also mastering your productivity, because goal setting gives you clarity and it gives you focus. And that's right. A goal properly set is halfway reached. That is Zig Ziglar. All right. So what's that mean? Right. Because there's so much that goes into setting a goal properly as well. And that's been a process I had to learn this from the ground up because I wasn't doing it at all. Right. I had to overcome laziness, procrastination, and depression, and a lot of other things that were just, and crippling self-doubt, a lot of emotional, like I just got a lot of issues to work through. But by learning goal setting and using it properly, it's helped project me forward and build momentum and progress and confidence for me that otherwise I wouldn't have. So it's a very powerful, practical process. And we'll be going into how to set goals properly. But I just want to, again, you got to start thinking about, what do you want? What are you working towards? And what fulfills you? What do you really want? That's the key too, is getting in tune with what are the things that you really want to see happen, not just something that you feel like you should have happen. Yeah, because that's that's just a problem all over the board with so many different things, is we'll end up starting to live according to somebody else's standards, and we'll project their expectations into our own life and hope to somehow garner their approval, which usually never happens. All that really happens is we'll end up being frustrated with ourselves that that's how it went, right? That we didn't pursue our own passion. So I want to encourage you there. Do not judge yourself. Really start to look at, what do I really want? Where do I really want to go? And then you can start getting clear on how to get there. And then goals, right? There's many different layers of goals, and you're going to have, I keep a running tally of like some daily goals. I just did a big goal exercise today. It was really powerful, really great. Part of why it's on my mind. Not today, yesterday and into today, I've been reflecting on it a lot. So it's kind of a goal setting period for me, which might sound funny in August, right? Usually everybody does it at New Year's, but also it's about 82 or more. It's more than 80% of people, have dropped their New Year's resolution or goals, right? Resolution by the beginning of February. So it's also, that's why I'm not gonna wait for January to set goals, and you shouldn't either. What do you want to see happen by the end of this year? Where would you just bring it back, bring it a little closer? Where do you want to be by the end of this year? What can you do to make sure that 2020, you're better off at the end of 2020 than you were at the beginning, right? And then, so it goes on and on. Anyway, I want to try to keep these brief to the point, which good luck with me. But hey, we'll dive in tomorrow with some real practical, what's the word? Practical steps you can take, right? Just activities, some stuff you can do to really start setting those goals and looking into it. And we'll talk about looking beyond the goals that you set, so that you're setting an anchor point, your vision that propels you past them. But this will really transform once you start to think about what you want. As I've said before, it transforms, it changes your thinking on productivity from what do I do to what do I want, right? So then when you have that clarity and that focus, you just start looking for, what are the things that will get me there, instead of what do I do next? What do I do next? And then you're spinning in your chair all day and feel unfulfilled, unaccomplished, and you're always looking for external stimuli to prod you to whatever's next. So set your own goals, set your own direction, which also transforms, as I said before, going from being determined by your life to determining your life. Because it's very clearly at that point, what does my life, you're just thinking into the future. What does my life look like? Okay, we'll talk about that too. What's one of the most critical things that everybody misses for the most part in setting their goals. It's why the majority of New Year's resolutions fail by February. I'm going to get into that in one of the next ones. It's a little cliffhanger for you. That'll be really cool, though. You're going to be blown away by just how simple this process can be, but incredibly powerful, and how these things get missed along the way. Anyway, so again, you want to set some goals together, send me a message. I'll help you. I'd love to help you. Drop your questions, your comments here for sure. I'll be reading those, and we can turn those into topics for another discussion here. And also head on over to lynchcall.com to learn more about my process that'll help you master your time, master your life, right? It'll just help take your productivity and your performance to the next level, overcome procrastination, break your way through any of these things that are holding you back. Imposter syndrome, self-doubt, even depression. If you come from like some of the things that I have wrestled with and still wrestle with daily, and have to have good systems in place to support me so that I can keep moving forward as a father, as a husband, as an entrepreneur, right? And doing the show. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here with me. Really appreciate it always. So head on over to lynchcall.com if you want to dive a little deeper. Otherwise, talk to you next time. Thanks again. Bye.